Morning.
Thank you very much, Debo. Good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning to Emmanuel
Glad to have you again this morning,
and
Mr. Abndemmanuel.
our people in the studio.
On Sunday, Easter Sunday, the Pope was at St. Peter's Square and waving to the crowd, you know, conducting the Mass. Not many people knew it was going even though we know he's been ill for some time. And then Monday, the news broke that the Pope had finally said goodbye to the world. And right now, it's one of the biggest news across the world. He will be buried on Saturday. Leaders across the world are getting prepared and ready to be part of that. And Pope Francis exemplified something to many people. If you ask a lot of people who knew him, who have been following news around him, they will tell you that man was simple to a fault, humility to a fault, to the extent that he told them before he died, look, I don't want that kind of grand casket that they put popes in. I want a wooden casket. A wooden casket. Just don't make it as grand as you used to do. Give me a simple, befitting burial. And that's exactly what we did. When we saw the casket, it was a wooden casket in there. And all his life, he was always talking about the poor, talking about migrants' plights all around the world, how the world should respect and treat people who are deprived one way or the other. And that's been his message. Now, Bayo, from your assessment of the Pope's life, what message or what lessons do you want us to take from him?
Well, thank you very much, Debo, and good morning once again to all our listeners. I want to say that the late Pope was a very simple man, and he was a man who lived his life in the service of God and humanity. He was humility personified, just like you said in your intro. The man, to a very great extent, defended the cause of the downtrodden, and he lived for them. So the world lost a gem. The world lost an enigma in the. And talking about the way he preferred to be buried, it's something that should be emulated by especially those of us in this part of the world. When we lose loved ones, we don't count the losses in terms of the soul that we are not going to see any longer. We begin to say celebration of life. Most times, those lives were not celebrated even when they were living. So it's only when they die that we say we are celebrating life. So for me, I think the man lived well. He lived for the people. He was a very humble man, and I am happy, and I'm sure that the old captain will know all over the world that they should be happy that they had a leader who lived for the people and who actually personified and really preached what God Himself was preaching, and we should love him. We should love our fellow human being, and we should live our life in a way that tells about the greatness and uniqueness of God Almighty. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Mhm. Now, the Vatican has said that Pope Francis' funeral will take place on Saturday at 1000 local time, that is 800 GMT, in front of St. Peter's Basilica. The date was decided after cardinals met in Vatican City on Tuesday morning to discuss the funeral. And again, we say, may his soul continue to rest in peace. And now let's look this story comes from the nation headline. Tinubu mourns Benue killings, vows to end violence. President Bola Tinubu has extended heartfelt condolences to the people of Benue State following the recent deadly attacks in Logo and Ukum local governments, which claimed over 72 lives. Delivering the president's message in Makurdi on Tuesday, the National Security Advisor (NSA), Malam Nuhu Ribadu, said Tinubu stands firmly with the state during this difficult time. Now, this killing has been on and on. Benue, Plateau, and some other parts of the north. What's your view on this? And I'm
Well,
coming to the next question after
let
that.
me take it up from a part of those things that you read. That Tinubu stands firmly with the people of Benin. We want to see to what extent that we are going to say that the president actually stands firmly by the people of Benin. The killing to me is senseless and mindless, and it's not just coming, it's not just happening. And when you look at it, you will begin to wonder. You ask yourself, what actually is this killing for? I mean, what is the reason d'etat? What is the rationale behind it? I sat down this morning when I was also going through some of the write-ups on the social media, and what was coming to my heart was what actually were those who were killing these people actually want. And the conclusion that I had in my mind is that the thing is not about religion. I don't want to believe that it's about religion, because if you are defending a religion, I'm not a Muslim, but I know that in the Hadith, which the Hadith I want to believe has to do with the teachings and the rights of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. I am not sure that there will be any Hadith that will say go and kill so as to win convert for me. So I don't want to believe that it is religiously inclined. I think when you look at the killings in Benue and Plateau, you are looking at a kind of a soldier of occupation. That's the way I look at it. And when you look at what is happening presently in Nigeria, especially about the way these people are migrating to all parts of the country, then you know that we have to be on our guard. We have to be very, very careful. We have to be sure that we are not living a life that is quite porous. I don't know. The other time in Plateau, it was about 54 lives that were lost. This is another 72. It's not just enough for Mr. President and the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, to say that we are on top of the situation. It needs to be seen how this will be handled. And in the past, it is because in the past culprits were not dealt with. They were not brought to book. They were not punished, and that's why them the temerity to keep on going, to keep on killing people as if that is something that is going to give them joy. It's so sad. It's heart wrenching, and I want to believe. I want to feel that the president, who is the commander in chief of armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, will just not pay lip service to this thing. But let's see how this can be dealt with once and for all. I read also that he has summoned the meeting of the security chiefs and all of that. Let's see what the outcome will be. But it is something that should be condemned by all right-thinking people in this country and even outside the country.
Still on security matters, let me put two together. This first story is from the Punch newspaper. It says the senator representing Benin South, Senator Abndemmanuel, decried the persistent killings in his constituency, expressing and he actually put the blame at the doorstep of security agencies. It says moral Islam security. Well, you can't blame him. He's from that constituency, and his people have. So let's go to the second
Mhm.
one, which is equally related. Now, this is from the Punch also. Allow state police, NBA urges FG, the Nigeria Bar Association, to allow states to establish their own police force across the country. NBA Jos Branch, that's the chairman there, Leah Hazen, made the call on Tuesday during a joint press conference in Jos, attended by chairmen of the three other NBA branches in Plateau State. Well, this is a call for state policing as a way to check the menace. But let's take a message where we can buy up the reaction to this. in Benue, the second house.
If I were in his shoes, I think I would make more scarcing comments than that. It's a very, very painful thing when those that you are representing are just being killed wantonly for no just cause. I mean, these people will just come either in the dead of the night or even at times in the daylight, and they will kill people and they will go. Any representative that is worth his or assault will feel sad, just as those of us who are even not part of that state. It is blood that flows in our veins, and I think that I hope that these ones that are killing people too, I hope blood also runs in their veins, because but for that you just get to a place and you start killing. Then you ask yourself, killing for what? That is that. So Boro, I mean, Moro is I sympathize with him, and I sympathize with the families of those. You can imagine the loss and you can imagine the pains that these people will be. As regards the issue of state policing, it has been known for a very long time. Well, I don't know. Given our nature in this country, we have to look at it very, very well, because having a state police is also very, very suspectable, because is it not these are politicians? We go and start what do I call it? I start using that as an advantage over perceived enemies. We need it, but when we look at the way we do things in this part of the country, we need it to the extent that yes, these people, the inhabitants of that area will know the nitty gritty of that area. They'll be able to comb every nook and crannies of the area, and it may, in the long run, address in to a very large extent this menace of crime, robbery, banditry, and all of that. But again, we have to sit down very, very well to ask ourselves. We have to sit down and analyze it very, very well to ask ourselves: are we really ready for it? Are we matured for it? Are we going to handle it in a way that will make people give a thumbs up at the end of the day? These are the fears that one is nursing. It's not that the issue of, I mean, state policing is bad in its entirety, but are we not Nigerians? Are we not the ones that will execute those things and all of that policies that will come with it? So if Emmanuel belongs to another political party which is not my own, and something is I mean, he did something which I am perceiving as not too good for me, am I not going to take steps that will show that yes, I'm in charge, I'm the one in control of the police? So we have to look at it very well. Yes, curbing the issue of crime and all of that, it's very, very good for us to have that. But there is also the other side of it. So depending on the way we look at it as Nigerians, then we can say, okay, let's have it, or we say we are rejecting it. That's the way I see it.
I'm still on security this morning because security is real business. Because without good security, we may find it difficult to sleep with our
Of
two eyes
course, we
closed.
can't.
As it's
We
currently
can't
happening
even
now.
we can't even sleep.
And in a decisive move to curb the growing wave of insecurity in Niger State, the Governor Umar Bago, has announced a ban on the movement of commercial motorcycles, popularly called Okada, and from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. within the city of Minna. The directive, which may be extended to other local government areas, was announced during a critical stakeholder security meeting held at the government house in Mina, attended by traditional leaders and the Mina Emirate and heads of security agencies. That is according to the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Now, a governor has come out now to place some restrictions on motorcycles and tricycles. Probably these are the means through which these people perpetrate, and has come out to place a restriction on their movement. Now, do you think that in other states where these insecurity challenges are being faced, do you think this can also be a move as well?
Of course, the restriction has been something that we are all used to. So if it is coming from a state governor, it means that it has assumed a dimension that the state government now has to come out and say from so time and so time, Okada should not operate. In the various communities where we live, there are restrictions put on the movement of Okada. In my own area, for instance, from 8 p.m. we don't allow them any longer. Why?
To enter into the community.
To enter into the community. So at a series of community meetings, we always tell ourselves, if you are coming in, come on time. If you don't have a means of transportation, if you don't come on time, there is a place where the Okada will stop and you have to trek down. It's a very good measure because it has been found, I mean, by all of us, everybody inclusive, that the activities of these Okada riders are not are not something that should be that can be accepted. It's nothing to write home. And they can maneuver, they can meander their ways, they can when once there is an offense committed or I mean a banditry or whatever, once you jump on the Okada, where the vehicle will still be having issue to get through, they will go.
Yes.
And I mean, I don't know of that community in this part of the country that, I mean, will not have placed a ban or a kind of restriction on the timing of their operations within the community. So before the governor of Niger State will come to that conclusions, you know that he must have received a lot of intelligence security reports detailing the activities of this set of people, and the state security council and even the executive will have sat on it, and they must have been justified in their conclusions that this is the best way to do it. And once you flout it, then you become a suspect. Then the state government will do the needful in ensuring that the flouting of that regulation or order is punished. It's something that is being done everywhere, and it tells about that we have found ourselves in this country.
If you've
It's not a
just
terrible
joined
thing.
us, this is Morning Flight on OGBC 90.5 FM. We open the line soon, but before then, let's look at this. Probably as a fallout of the security situation in the country right now, the Inspector General of Police, Kaude Betokun, ordered the immediate withdrawal of mobile police, that's mobile officers, deployed for unauthorized assignments. IGP gave the directive during a meeting with police mobile force squadron commanders at the IGP's Patch Conference Hall, Force Headquarters in Abuja. So the nation puts it this way: Plateau Benue Killers, IGP, orders withdrawal of mobile officers from unofficial assignments.
Look at it, Debo. Withdrawal of mobile officers from unauthorized assignments. Is it not funny?
Yes.
I mean, is there any need to say, okay, you have those blocks? I mean, roadblocks you are mounting unauthorized. I think it should go beyond just saying remove them from doing such things. I think the top echelon of the police should have find a means of getting those ones, arrested, and they are dealt with. You see, it's just that when things are happening, because when it is hot, we quickly move out, we quickly come out, say this, and that. But at the end of the day, are they going to listen? Therefore, I am sure that from your house to maybe because they are not there, but if you move through our local route, you know that this thing is just I mean, the IGP is just saying it. If it is unauthorized, why should they be there in the first instance? And if they are there, arrest them. You must find a means of arresting them and deal with them. Go to Olomore, come to Olomore anytime. By the time you move a bit away from the housing junction, you find them there. There are some failed sections of the road after that place. You find them stay the place at the failed section. They will
No,
kick
you
you
slow
down.
down. You don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice. You just have to slow down. For those that they will deal with, they deal with them there. Bracing light in broad daylight where everybody will see. It's no longer hidden. They collect what they want to collect and they go. Somebody I gave a lift one day was saying that he knows some of them that contributes 5,000 naira every day, daily contribution. Where are they getting it? Yes. So it is funny. It's I don't know why the IGP and I respect that man very well. He's a lawyer. I learned he holds a PhD. So why you say remove unauthorized people from mobile police from the roads? It's funny, so to say.
As guest this morning, we have Mr. Bayo Ogundimo. We open the studio lines now for you, dear listeners, to contribute to the program 0803 437 9453 or 0815 032 0226. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Your name and where you calling from?
Rosie, good morning. How are you? We are still in the Easter mood. Happy Easter. Thank you. Okay, Matthew Kirikou, Republic of Benin. Yes. Hmm. But who could have authorized that? That's an illegal thing. It is illegal. Okay. And the Christian. Thank you
Thank
very
you very
much.
much for your contribution, Bronchi Ojelade. 0803 437 9453 or 0815 032 0226.
It's morning flight, OGBC 90.5. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Good morning. My name is Debo. I'm calling from Marco.
Welcome to
Thank you
the
for joining us.
What's up, Mr. William?
Thank you so very much, sir.
Very well, sir.
Thank you, sir.
For this order, IGP order, please recall when it first became IGP, what did you say? Is it does it mean that they still obeying that time or what? Remember during PNP era, when he commanded the IGP then, resumed to Benin State and go to Benin State and stay there to what happened? Now what did they do to the IGP?
That's it.
The benefits this PFF is getting from this illegal, so-called illegal export is not illegal, it's legalized export. Legalized fraud. You attach to this to the West, you give them this and they collect money from them and then they pay them allowances. So it's just for talking, for speaking of for talking sake.
That is it.
He doesn't
Just to
have
come
to-
out with a statement or with
just
something.
come with a statement. It is not old ground. That is that.
It has never. It has never.
It will never. Now, on Bago, the Nigerian state government making all those pronouncements and everything, people with dreadlock and this and that. That dreadlock issue, that goes with our constitution, Nigerian constitution. It will not work. That is that. Then the Okada people, that is that, I know Mina very well. I know the internal areas of those communities. Bago, Wodo area, they only deal with Okadas. How it work? Unless, you might see something, people you back to the Lepani.
Yes.
The enforcer of those laws themselves,
They will make fortunes.
God bless you, my dear, God bless you.
They will make fortunes.
So you have to be, he has to step on toes. Because the way you could bring in things from drugs into this and that, into Mina, into this
That
and
is
that.
it. And some toes might be very big.
Yes, there are people bringing drugs for these big men in Mina.
Jesus
Can you
Christ.
stop them? From
Yes, Lord.
Lambaka, from Suleja, from Bida there. What are you going to do? People, those who are bringing goods and so many things for this bandit. There's Shururu there now.
Yes.
Shururu there now. Then they've got Kapu Shururu. There's a military base in Chanchaga. Why can't they go bombard those guys in Chiro area? That is our power plant. They are there, these guys are there.
God help
So,
us.
may God help us. So, God bless you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much, sir.
much. Submission, Mr. Demala. 0803 437 9453 or 0815 032 0226. Those are the studio lines to call this morning. I'll be glad to take your comments. Hello, good morning. Hello, Mr. Ayobode. Good morning, sir. Could you please turn down the volume on your radio set, sir?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
And Bayo, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good night, Bishop.
Thank you, sir.
You're highly appreciated.
Thank you, sir.
I am about to die when I'm with people from Sapuna area.
Yes, always from sharp corner.
For the first time. Yes. Now, everybody who has to explain to us that on official assignment. Because on official assignment is no longer unofficial or official. It means you know something about it. I think it's just to collect money and the UIM,
That's what they do. That's what they do.
You have to explain to us, or you request by the police service commission and the president.
Well, let's hope that could be done. It's sad. It's sad. It's so sad. It's so sad.
Nigeria.
It's so sad.
Look at how many lives have been lost in Nigeria. Look at how many lives have been lost
In Plato,
in Plato. The president went on that trip for he went April 2 and April 1. The next president should have called up that trip. Yes, I mean it. He should have called up that trip. And by the way, anyway, not very long. Where was
the NSA, the defense minister. It's sad. It's sad.
I don't know. Life is no. I know. People are no longer sensitive to the plight of Nigeria.
I ask myself, sir, is there any humanity in them?
Life is meaningless to all.
That is it.
Oh my God. Who will help us now? Isn't that genocide?
It is pure genocide. It is. It is. It's not religion again. It's an attempt at occupying territories.
Mr. Ambode, thank you, sir. We need to allow others to also comment. Thank you. Thank you.
Everywhere.
Thank you very much, Abba. We appreciate it.
It is well, sir.
Thank you so much. 0804815032026.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm calling from Rakari. The issue of security is the number one function of the what you call the government, the three arms of government. But the constitutions we are having, that is what give us the problem. That centralized, give it over by the military, centralize everything. So the fear you are not seeing that the governor, the federal is not there, please. This is not. That is the only way. The security is a root one, my dear brother. The parents, police we are having, they were overwhelmed. They were overwhelmed. So their function is too much. Then they fight in the house, they go and call the federal police. When they can, in the other areas where they are running the full federalism, they are federal police with certain sectors, with certain duties. That is the point. That has to be. All these are also called they are training people. That is the point to go. They want to belong to the state, belong to the local. They will start doing all the police. If they are overwhelmed, they call the federal, like Mopo, to come and rescue them. That is after that one they not doing. That is when they got the what's called the and even on the constitution too. The policing, the INEC, they are not supposed to be under the governor or the president. They are not. Go and look where they are fighting the full federalism very well. They are sorry. They are not under the president at all. They are not. They are under the judiciary. They are under the judiciary. That is why we are planning for the judiciary to we should separate the judiciary. The Attorney General and the Minister of Justice should be different. Attorney General is a politician. The Minister of Justice is a pure civil something. That is why you see they used to check the Jonathan, what's it called, the Trump. Look at how you are checking the Trump. So that's the point. So that's the reality. We need it. We need state police. That's the solution that will come to our country. That's why we are going to move on. And if there is no security, nothing we can gain. Nothing we can gain. That's my submission.
Thank you for your submission.
Well, my simple reaction to that, Debo and Emmanuel, is the fact that yes, he has spoken well, yes, fine, and he spoke with passion, and you can see that it's something that is very dear to the hearts of everybody. And now, when you are talking of a country like the United States of America, you are talking of a democracy that had endured for quite a while. Our own democracy, the other time we were talking of defining democracy as homegrown. I think we should look at it very well. God helping us.
Hello, good
Yes.
morning. Thank you
Good
for
morning.
joining us. Your name and where you're coming from. Glad to have you.
Good morning, sir.
I just want to make a small valuable statement. Last week, somebody was saying on YouTube that the party now died because of government trying to investigate what created. Africa, Thailand, Toledo, government making any effort to know what happened. Oh, Adebanjo, àwọn Abuja wọn fi máa ń ṣe pé ẹran ló kú màálù kọ́ ìbájẹ́ màálù ìjọba tó kú báyìí sí ìdá. Ẹ ṣàtò ṣe ẹgbẹ́ láti ọmọ ìgbàgbé láti South Africa. Ẹgbẹ́ ìlú bàbá àbáta wà ní security. Ẹ̀sọ́ ìjà ti fi àti borderline like this. If it happens to us, it's better way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's quickly look at this story from the NNPC. Protesters stormed AGF's office demand probe of PR's tenure. It's a headline from the Tribune, and this is a story that says the group of concerned citizens against corruption on Tuesday stormed the office of the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Abndemmanuel, to call for the prosecution of the former Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Mele Kyari, as well as full investigation to the company's transaction.
What will he be prosecuted for? What offense has he committed? If you are asking for probe, how many of such probes have we had in the past? What has been the outcome of such probes, and how many people, how many of those that were probed have been brought to book? Well, I don't know. Well, we live in a free world where we are expected to vent our, grievances and all of that. I think who is going to set up the pro panel? And at the end of the day, when the pro panel is set up, and what would be what those of us in administration will call the terms of reference for the panel to look at? Who are those accusing him of what? Of any infraction? So it's not just enough for those who are saying really Kyari should be probed. I think they need to tell us what they want him to be probed for. What infractions has he committed? What offense has he committed? Is it because there was a sudden increase in the prices of petroleum products? Time we have not been able to stem the tide. So for me, I think it's just going to be an exercise in futility. That's the way I see it. I'm sorry.
Okay, before we go this morning, let's take this one coming from Ogun State, and it's coming from the National Association of Nigerian Students and the National Association of Ogun State Students, NAOS. That's a story that we have here this morning. The National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, and the National Association of Ogun State Students, NAOS, have commended Adebanjo for his administration's sustained efforts towards the imminent operational launch of the Gateway International Airport. In a joint statement issued on Tuesday and signed by the Ogun State NANS chairman, Gabriel Abiodun, and the NAOS national president, Thomas Kende, the student bodies noted that the airport located in Ekweru-Remo would not only facilitate the national air traffic, but also accelerate the state's socio-economic development. Now, it's no longer news that we have an airport in Ogun State, and this is now coming from the National Association of Nigerian Students and the Association of Ogun State Students, giving a kudos to the Executive Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dabo Abiodun MFR, over this development. So, what's your view and what's your take on this, especially as it concerns Ogun State?
Well, the students the students are I mean, to some extent, doing what they are known for. Let's see how it goes. Let's see when the airport begins operation. Let's see how it's going to operate, and on the basis of that, we'll be able to. Some of us will be able to also appraise government, but we thank His Excellency at least for his efforts so far. Yesterday, the National Airspace Commission, I think, came also to check the facilities there, and I think the verdict was that the thing is ready to sail on, and that we have something that we can be proud of. So the students have done well. Let's just hope that the government is going to leverage on the recommendation from the students to ensure that these things operate very well.
And operate very well in our case. We'll take this
Yes.
last call before we go this morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Robert.
Good morning.
Yeah, they were like parking.
Okay.
Just a few seconds. Many inquiries, Gary, okay, I'm spoken very well.
Thank you, sir.
What thing go happen after the group? What will they be eating? What have they done with the previous ones? The conference we had during the Jonathan era, what happened to we wasted money, what happened to it? That's one. Then the students commenting the government being very good development. But I would rather ask those students, let them meet the governor. This May what that is coming. Let them learn the governor and the commissioner of how they can improve education standards in local state.
It's important.
It's very important. It's I mean, how they can get forces for those secondary students and up and down, walking up and down the road after school. No simple buses for all the students. Well, because what we are doing. Let them face their primary target. The education looks how would they improve on their standards? How would they get forces for the students? How would they help them? That is the main thing. When you done the right, the government has done right on the airport. Very commendable. One place to the airport. But let them face some other areas. God bless you.
Well,
Thank you
before
very
we
much.
before we wrap it up, I think going by what he said last, it's really about the issue of education and the attitudes of our students and all of that. I think at several fora, especially when we have our old students gathering, I've always insisted that there is the need for a stakeholders summit on education, not only in Ogun State, but generally in the whole federation. There is the need to address that.
Right, thank you very much, Bayo Ogundimo, our guest this morning. Our analyst on the program, Money Flies, this Wednesday. I want to say a big thank you to all our callers and everyone who listened. Thank you for loving Nigeria.
Also, very big thank you to our editors in the news from this morning, Chris Ogu and Inka Ojekunle, the sound manager, Hudson Idowu, and also the woman behind the ICT for Lake Shueton. This is a production of Kevin Shofolawe Chukwu. I am Emmanuel Adebanjo, wishing you a pleasant Wednesday.
Dodson, thank you so much. I'm Debo Adeyinka. Have a nice day.